morning.
Good morning, everybody. How are we today?
We have a wild crowd of 11 people counting Selenite. Woohoo!
That's never happened. But hey, it's Labor Day. You know,
it's not.
got the.
That's next
it's
weekend.
Not? It is weekend.
Yeah.
See, I thought it was.
Yeah.
But, so I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
What can I say? But you know,
Hey,
with
we're
the
here.
I guess with the COVID thing and all the other stuff, who the heck knows?
Whatever.
But, we're here.
We're
here.
good.
And we are so happy to see everyone here. The people that are online, we just got through playing Josh Groban, You Raise Me Up. And of course our old Doobie Brothers to start everything normally.
Because Jesus is just all right with me.
He's just all right with me? Yeah. It has been well over a year since I sang just about anything. So that's the first time I've sung and it's like, feels so good.
How come you didn't
So
sing
good.
till now?
Nothing to sing to.
Nothing to sing to?
Dancing the last couple of weeks.
No.
Play music.
I was playing music, but I wasn't singing.
Oh,
I was too busy doing stuff.
Yeah. Stuff going behind the scenes you never know. You don't want to know, trust me.
Yeah. You don't want to see me dancing, doing stuff like that. So.
Well, that's a whole
All right.
That's a whole other thing.
Hey, we have a couple patron saints by the name of George Carlin and John Lennon.
Yay, George and John.
And John said, if someone thinks that love and peace is a cliche that must have been left behind in the 60s, that's their problem. Love and peace are eternal. So. And George said,
Yep.
if it's true that our species is alone in the universe, then I'd have to say the universe aimed rather low and settled for very little. Yep. We're so happy. Scott is here.
From Florida! Yay!
Woo-hoo! He's back.
Wait. Let's
What?
wave, Scott. There he is. There is one advantage to some technology.
That's one advantage of some technology, yes.
Oh, speaking of technology, good Lord.
Which,
We're still working on Streamlabs. Phil and I spend hours. We look at videos, and then we try to do it, and we're still not successful.
okay.
So we're still doing got to do the YouTube and then transfer it to or do a Facebook and then transfer it to YouTube. So I apologize to YouTube watchers. We're working on trying to do a simulcast. Lord willing, we'll get that figured out.
and then PayPal this week.
Oh, PayPal this week.
Grief.
Oh my gosh.
We thought our account had been hacked. It's the one for people donating through the church. And that took hours to try to figure out. Finally, they suggested, or I suggested, I don't know which one, but they endorsed, well, let's just go ahead and close that one. We tried everything. We'll just go ahead and close it, and we'll open up a new one.
Took us an hour and 20 minutes just to close the old one. So it was...
So
it was
then we
just
opened the
really
new
a
one,
mess.
and then the new one,
They froze.
they froze it. Said we couldn't use it.
So, but they didn't bother to tell us. So it was like, oh, here's our new one. You go and use this. No. So all week I've been providing documents and trying to get that all resolved. My first phone call was, I looked through all their rules and regulations, and it was like, if you run guns, if you're selling guns or selling drugs, you're going to get this limitation, this severe limitation.
Who knew?
And I said,
We could have been selling drugs and guns all this time.
No. So I said, we don't sell drugs and we don't sell guns. Our only fault is stupidity. So can you look at this again and really help us out here? So they did. They sent us the information. So I had to redocument everything. The only piece of paper that I did not have was they wanted me to provide a copy of my passport. I don't have a passport. So everything else was just like this really nitpicky little stuff. So I sent him a letter saying, I don't have a passport. So I don't know. I may have to go get a passport.
Enhanced driver's license?
I don't even have that. I've just been, COVID hit and I just never did do it. So anyway, so we're still working on that. It's in review. All the paperwork has been turned in, so it's in review. We should know first part of this week whether they're going to lift the restrictions or not. So we'll see. In the meantime, Beth posted a Square
Oh, she
link.
did do it? Okay.
So you can click on Square and do a one-time donation that way. We're going to figure out a way for you to get a link, or let us know, and we'll give you a link so you can talk to Nancy and set up an ongoing transfer if you want to do it that way.
That was the advantage to PayPal, is you could set it up ongoing. So.
Yeah, but anyway, if you don't want to do PayPal, then we can still do other things. So we're working on it. Thank you for your patience.
And I actually knew this one. It's actually true, but there's a big but.
Yeah?
If you want to lose weight, weigh yourself when there's a full moon. You'll weigh less.
Really?
That is true. It is. I've actually looked at the science behind it. It is true.
Huh.
But it's like, I don't even know if it's an ounce or a couple of ounces maybe. It's not, it's not much. It's not much.
So fooey on that. What was that?
Don't change your wardrobe on it.
No,
Oh, yeah.
no. And life without love is like a tree without a blossom and fruit. Isn't that nice? Oft a little morning rain foretells a pleasant day.
Oft. Oft it does.
No one is too small to be able to help a friend.
That's true. Unless they're too small-minded, that would preclude helping another.
The man who does not read good books has no advantage over the man who can't read.
Ooh.
Mark Twain. I mean, of course, he would
Sounds
say
like a
something
Mark
like
thing.
that. Yeah. The original writer is not one who imitates nobody, but one whom nobody can imitate.
Okay.
If you're never scared or embarrassed or hurt, means you don't take any chances.
True.
Yup.
Playing it safe.
Yep. And I've been going to do this. Peggy sends in jokes to me a lot, so that's cool.
I think
and
we thank you, Peggy.
We do. But so I'm gonna read three of them. These are all pretty much official groaners. So just to be,
We need a groan
just
button.
To know. Yeah. Innkeeper, the room is $15 a night. It's $5 if you make your own bed. The guest, I'll make my own bed. Well, good. I'll get you some nails and wood.
Definitely a groaner.
Restaurant reviews for the new diner on the moon claim the food is okay, but there's no atmosphere. For several years, the young musician insisted on a trap door trick in every show he did. He was just going through a stage. I know. So, calendar. Where's the calendar?
Are you sitting on it?
No, I'm not.
I put it on your chair.
Nope.
It's buried in the stack.
It is. There it is. Why don't you talk about, because Marianne wanted to Qigong.
So, we have our new September calendar. The back has some interesting stuff on it. You might want to read that. And if you don't get a copy, I'll try to send you a link. Qigong. Marianne does Qigong every Sunday morning
9:15.
at 9:15. So come join us if you'd like to do that. Qigong is a healing form of martial arts, and this particular one is Spring Force Qigong, and pretty amazing stuff if you ask me. The only Sunday in September, if I'm correct, is September 19th. You're not going to be here, is that correct? Okay, so every other Sunday, Qigong. Okay?
Be there, be square.
Be there, be square.
Okay. This one was thanks to Roy again. I've done this one before, but I haven't done it in a long time, so I'll do it now.
Okay.
An elderly couple, by the way, it's kind of a, oh gosh, really, Phil? An elderly couple go to Burger King
Thanks for
where
the warning.
they carefully split a burger and fries. A trucker takes pity on them and offers to buy the wife her own meal. It's all right, says the husband. We share everything. A few minutes later, the trucker notices that the wife hasn't taken a bite. I really wouldn't mind buying her your own meal, he insists. She'll eat, the husband assures him. We share everything. Unconvinced, the trucker asked the wife now, why won't you eat? The wife snaps, because I'm waiting for the teeth. They share everything. I told you beforehand.
You know, sometimes a warning is not nearly enough. So let's do our church prayer. So who would be willing to read our church prayer? And Phil's going to do the singing bowl for us. You want to read that? Have you got it in your book there?
Yeah. Here's your chance.
I'm just going to switch that over so people can see you. Let me adjust a little bit. Anytime.
Loving spirit of light.
Light. We are grateful for this divine church home where we feel safe, connected, loved, and joyful. We ask that angels of light shine grace on our journey, bringing us bodacious laughter and the truth of our wondrous destiny. As beacons of light, may we shine our abundant blessings and unconditional love, creating unity with all. And so it is. Thank you. Let me show the singing bowl. Can we get that in the shot? I'm gonna have to walk it over.
I touched it so it's quieter than it was.
Hope I don't make you seasick. Just trying to keep you part of the
I know.
experience.
Hey, Peggy, I just told a bunch of your jokes.
Oh, good.
Now you can all throw things at her.
They were massively groaners.
Yeah, of course they are. Blame it on my cat calendar.
Yeah, okay.
That's where I get them.
So Phil and I today want to talk to you together about, is that your phone? Yes. We want to talk to you about having that fire in the soul. Because with a lot of stuff that's going on, it's been really hard. Easy to get discouraged.
Locking pliers in the past, and I've owned some that just don't seem to want to lock or unlock. So today we're going to
Stop.
13 different.
Goodness gracious.
Technology. What can I say? So anyway, we want to talk to you about that fire in the soul because it's so easy to get discouraged. It's easy to get spun up. And so he and I get fired up about different things. And this
Usually not about each other.
Oh, yeah. And this week I had a chance to talk to several different people who were going through really crisis moments, and they had gotten spun up and disconnected. And when that happens, we lose this fire in our soul. And without that fire in our soul, it's just hard to function. Our energy is low, our passion for living is low, and we feel discouraged, and our brain just tells us stupid stuff. We can be perfectly intelligent people, but our mind will tell us things that keep us stuck in a loop. Have you ever experienced that? I'm sure I'm not the only one. So Phil and I were talking about, okay, so what fires you up, Phil? Just
something I don't know about frequently. I get really, I don't know if that's my ADHD or what, but I get really, if I find something, I don't know anything about that. I gotta find out. And it's just like a fire in my soul where I just have to know what I need to know about that subject. And when that gets quenched, I'll frequently go on to another, or sometimes I'll keep going with that one for a while.
the other thing that fires him up is a project.
True.
You know, he can have something that works perfectly fine. I can make that better. And so he's gonna, like, what are you doing with your van again? Tell everybody about that.
Oh, well, it's an old VW van, 40 years old camper, and it's got manual steering, and it's not bad. It's pretty good, but I'm adding electric steering to it, electric power steering.
But he can't do it like everybody else does and just buy the kit.
No.
So,
No, that'd be too expensive. That'd be too easy. I could do that in a day.
how many months has it been since you started this project? We don't want to talk about that. But it gets a fire in his soul, to do it different and have, get his hands mechanically making something different. He just likes to make things different. So that's what gets him spun up. What deactivates you? What drains you? See the heavy sigh? That's the first sign that you've been drained, is the heavy sigh.
Probably roadblocks. You know, either you know what I'm doing, whether it's something that I can't figure out.
Or going to Lowe's one more time for a screw.
Yeah, in the same day that I just have been 3 times getting something. So, yeah, that too.
That'll do it. So for me, what fires me up is seeing people get it, seeing people light up. Oh man, just nothing better than that. I visited with a couple this week, and they were really struggling to try to find common ground. And when they got it, oh, it was just so beautiful to see that, oh, I can still be who I am and how I am, honoring the other person, be honored to, and to see it all click. It was wonderful. It was just exciting. So, and the things that suck my energy is the technology. Actually, anything that I have to do by myself. I'm very social. I like alone time where if I plan to meditate, or I plan to have prayer time, or I plan to sit in my garden and just allow and see what Spirit has for me to know, that's one thing. But to be forced alone to work by myself about something just sucks the life right out of me. I just don't like it. It's hard. So what happens here is that when we get drained, well, there's 2 things I want to talk to you about that. First of all, it's really important for us to find what fires us up, because sometimes we run on the energy of expectations. Other people's expectations, our own expectations of ourselves, drives us. And it appears to be the fire within, but it's not. It's not that fire within. Instead, it's this anguishing that doesn't feed our soul, doesn't fill us with energy and that fire, so that we can keep going and keep amplifying our energy. So it's really important to find that and to discern what we're being driven by and what we're being fired up about. So that fired up stuff is when we feel excited and joyful and we escape time. Have you ever worked on a project and then think like maybe 15 minutes has passed and it's been hours? Have you ever done that? That's when you're in the zone of, it happens all the time. When you're in the zone, then you transcend the perception of time. And which is wonderful, because then you've spent energy of about 15 minutes, but you've utilized 2 or 3 hours. That means you have a lot more energy left to use in your world and in your activities. So it's really important to find that fire in the soul. What fires you up? It's also important to see what douses your fire. And sometimes we have built-in fire extinguishers in our world, and they're called family and friends. And they'll douse us without warning when we get a little too fired up about something in their opinion, or fired up in a way that they don't appreciate or they don't approve of. So it's important to know how to handle that dousing. What happens then? Because it's going to happen. It's just part of life. What happens is we have physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual aspects of ourselves. And sometimes some people, when they get doused, they tend to shut down their heart space. Others, when they get doused, they tend to shut down their mind, or their mind just gets in a loop and can't think new thoughts. And some
Just
people
keep going over all these stuff that just happened.
Over. And then sometimes people shut down physically when they get that energetic dousing. So we were talking about this earlier. Tell them how it works for you when you get doused.
It depends. They all happen or can happen. It depends on how severe they actually are. If it's a confrontation of some sort, those tend to be longer lasting as far as the lasting impression, if you will, and those
Residual.
tend to be exhausting. They just make me shut down and want to go take a nap, because they're just totally exhausting.
Yeah.
But it just depends on what the situation is. They all affect me completely different.
So I have some techniques I want to share with
So then
you.
you got to get a fire in the hole.
Yeah, fire mole. And something that's really a fire, not that driven expectation stuff, because that expectation stuff is ego bait. And our ego gets baited, and then that's draining, because you can't really succeed with that. I mean, you may have successful results, but it drains the physical form, it drains the emotional body, it drains the mental body, and it drains us spiritually. So finding that fire in the soul will reignite us. So there's ways to get back on track when we've been doused, okay? And it can be a little thing that somebody else might not think that's any big deal. But if it's a big deal to you, if you feel shut down, if you feel like you've been doused, it's time to take a look at that. So the first thing that works, what helps the most, fastest, and we want fastest, don't we, is to reconnect spiritually.
Yeah.
And sometimes, especially if we've shut down physically, mentally, emotionally, all at the same time, and spiritually, it's really hard to really do that. Music can be a real quick reconnector. Like we played You Raise Me Up. Boy, that
Love that song.
reconnects.
Oh, gosh.
That reconnects. Find something that reconnects for you musically. Or drumming, get your drum. You could take a walk in the park. You could put on something on your TV screen that's very soft.
Go get your
and
hands
soothing.
dirty.
Yeah, go get in the dirt. Do some yard work or something. But it depends on you. What gets you? Right? What fires you up? If you don't know what fires you up, you can't reignite yourself again as easily. But the first part of the refiring syndrome is to reconnect spiritually. And sometimes reconnecting spiritually is a physical process of getting out in nature or doing something or listening to music. And with that, the intent of reconnecting. Good Lord, help me out here. Sweet Mother of Peace, help me out here. I'm suffering. But it's acknowledging it, recognizing that we're not fired up, that we're disconnected. That's the key. And then if we just ask to be reconnected. Okay, ask. Seek and you shall find, ask and you shall receive. Ask for it. And then start looking at what your mind is telling you. Do this spiritual connection first. Even if you don't feel it yet, connect in. God, help me out here. And then ask your mind, what is your mind thinking? Because your mind is going to tell you something to protect you, whether it's truth or not. So your mind could tell you, that person was just mean and evil and hateful, and you're never going to be safe again, and you could never trust anyone. That's the things that your mind is going to tell you, right? Whether they're true or not. Because the mind wants to protect you. Mind wants to protect you. But what's the truth? What truth can we tell ourselves that will bring us back into harmony with our true nature? That was then, this is now. I've got a Bible verse for you that...
Oh, I just noticed your microphone's not on. Okay, why does it felt different in here, and I know there's not a lot of people, but that was not it. There was something else, and then it's like, oh, that's right.
Okay.
Hello.
Is that better? Good Lord.
Everybody could hear still, I'm sure. But
Romans 8:28. And we know that God causes all things to work together for good, for those that love God, for those that are called according to his purpose. Okay, how do you know if you're called? Do you feel connected at any time? Okay, you've been called. The key is...
or do you feel like there's a fire in the hole?
There you go. That's it. But God's going to work it all out to good. We may not see it right in the moment, but when we can tell our mind that, our mind will shut up with a stupid talk that beats us up some more. So all things work together for good. All things do. And we may not see it right in this moment. Have you ever had a best worst thing ever happen to you? I just, there was a horrible, terrible thing. And then, oh boy, am I glad that happened, because this other thing came as a result of that. So view everything as the best, worst thing ever. And then you'll get into that space of knowing that God's going to work it out for good. And in that mindset of God's going to work it out for good, then we can go into our heart space, because our heart space is reading the body energy. And again, when we get doused, our body sends out all these chemicals and things that are important to keep us safe so we can fight, flight, or freeze. So our heart space is now reading that energy. And it can read that energy wrong. Because if we've shifted our mind, but our body still feels traumatized or upset, we think we failed. Or we're not good enough, or we're not doing it right. No, it's just going to take the body time to process that energy out. It's not instantaneous. The brain can be instantaneous. The spirit's instantaneous. But the body takes a little longer. And our emotional body reads the chemicals in our body and sends us information that may not necessarily be true. So again, getting in that space of God's going to work everything out to good in our behalf. If we know that to be true, and we tell our brain that, then our heart can go, okay. And then it's the heart's job to allow the body to restore itself, to heal itself, to be back into that naturalized state of being. Now I've got a process I want to share with you here in a minute about that will help in that physical distress. So anybody have any questions or comments, or you have anything else you want to add?
I just want to add one thing. Also, people online, I see your comments. Thank you. Hi, Myrna. Hi, Dawn. Hi,
Marlena.
Karen. Marlena was there.
Terry.
Terry's there. Myrna. Hi, everybody. When you pray for that help, or you get in the attitude of, getting over something, the brain it switches fast. I mean, it really does. The problem is your body's all full of those endorphins and all of the adrenaline and everything that created all that. That stuff doesn't go away right away. So you can do everything right in the head, and the body's still trying to catch up, and it can take a while. So depending on how bad the situation was.
And that's why we keep telling ourselves, reminding ourselves, and allowing ourselves to be at peace about stuff.
We see it all the time where we tell people, well, you do this, and this, and this, and they go, well, I've done that, and I still feel bad. Well, that's exactly right. You might still feel bad.
So cut yourself some slack.
Yeah.
You're not doing it wrong. You're doing it right. It's just, this is the mechanism that the physical form has created for us to keep us safe. So we want to be safe. At the same time, that safety is real when we can shift our thinking into that spiritual zone of God's going to work it out for our good, and that will reignite the fire that is not driven by that ego response, that's not driven by chemicals, that it has come from the soul, the spirit, the inner being that grants us this huge energy burst. This huge ability to transcend any situation. So I'm going to, if there's any questions or comments before we proceed. Okay, so.
Just walk away with only one thing. Fire in the hole!
Yeah, there you go. Fire in the soul.
Fire in the soul.
So you ready for a process?
Sure.
All right, let me do a process here. I'm going to hand you my drink there, sweet.
The which?
Drink.
Oh, drink.
Thanks.
What kind of drink is that?
What kind of, wouldn't you like to know? Okay, so I think I'll have you dim the lights if you would, please, Phil. And we're going to use this process as a guided meditation. And I want to share with you that this process came to me through channeling the ancient ones. It's powerful stuff, powerful stuff. And it's spiritually powerful because it transcends the physical distress that we're in. And its primary key is using our intent and spiritual energy to clear away distress and mistrust. When we've had something that quenches our fire, then it's really important to clear the distress. That's very distressing. But it also sets up that chemical response that our body, mind, and our emotions translate as you can't trust anything. You can't trust the world, you can't trust God, you can't trust people. So please know that this is really important to realign spiritually so that your fire can reignite itself. Make sense? So let's imagine ourselves let me back up a bit because I'm feeling like it would be really important to be grounded before we move forward. So just notice your feet. If you're sitting in a chair with your feet up, notice the backside of your body and how it's sitting on the chair and how the legs of the chair are on the ground, or they're on your flooring, and the flooring is attached to your foundation and the foundation is attached to the earth. Just notice that. And at the same time, I'd like you to notice your divine connection. We're always connected in, always. Whether we feel it or not, that connection is there. And with our intent, noticing it, it can amplify, energize, and be even more connecting. And when we're connected in, then we can be more tuned into the guidance that is here for us. So reconnecting in, allowing that connection to strengthen, bring that connection into your heart space. And just be in your heart for a moment. Now your heart may be telling you that you should be upset, or you should be afraid, or you should be concerned. Just acknowledge that. And let it be. And expand your energy out into your whole heart space. Not just your emotions, but your whole heart space. This is the place where we connect in divinely, or one of the connection points. And allow that to expand. And now bring your awareness to your top of your head where that connection is, that center point. And let the heart and the mind now connect in with this divine energy. And allow yourself to create the space in your awareness where you create an intent to get clear, an intent to get fired back up again, to reset, to recharge. And from this state of being now, let's imagine ourselves on a mountainous hike. We're out hiking in the mountains. And allow yourself, as you're walking through the mountains, there's trees. See the beautiful blue sky overhead. Perhaps you can smell the pine trees. Perhaps you can hear the crunching of pine needles under your feet. Allow yourself just to enjoy and appreciate that. And allow your journey here, your wandering here, to take you to a peak, an outcropping where you can see 360 all the way around you. You're at the top of the hill, top of the mountain. And the view is spectacular. Perhaps you see a city off to the one side, or a valley and a river off to the other side. Whatever you see is what's right for you to see at this point in time. See the vastness of it, the expanse of it. And notice that there is a gentle breeze blowing. But also notice that this breeze is not wind. It's energy. It's energy. And this is a higher level of energy than we're used to, so notice it with a higher level of awareness. Notice this beautiful wind, beautiful breeze. And with your intent, you're going to allow this breeze to blow through you and carry away any stress, any distress, or mistrust. So first, let's let this breeze, this energy breeze, blow from the back of your body through you out the front. Feel that energy flow through you, just like a gentle breeze. And as that energy is moving through you, perhaps it looks like sparkling light, perhaps it's just white light, perhaps it doesn't look like anything, it's just something you experience with your feelings. As you're experiencing that energy flow, with your intent now, you're going to let go of any distress and mistrust. And you do that by simply saying, you may be gone. Or maybe you'd like to say, thank you, but no thank you. I release you. I release distress and mistrust. And now this energy breeze is going to shift directions. And this time it's going to come from the left and blow through your body to the right. So it'll touch your shoulders going through the side body. And again, allowing that energy vibration to move through you. Perhaps you can perceive it as a color or a light or just as a feeling. And again, with your intent, I release you. I release distrust and distress. And now feel that energy shift again. And this time it's going to blow through the front of your body, straight through, from the front to the back. Letting that energy again, maybe it's a different color from this direction, maybe it's a different form of energy from this direction. Just notice it. Be aware of it. And as this energy flows through you with your intent, I hereby release distress and mistrust. And really let it go. And as you're doing this, that energy shifts, allows the hormones in your body to shift and change, allows the chemicals in your body to balance themselves out. And now one more energy shift, and this time it's coming from the right to the left. As that energy enters your body from the right, perhaps it's a different color, perhaps it's a different vibration for you. Allow it to move through your body. And as it moves through your body from the right to the left, it takes with it any form of distress and any form of mistrust with your permission. It won't take it unless you are willing. It won't take it if you don't actually give yourself permission to let it go. So I hereby release mistrust and distress. Thank you, but no thank you. I don't need you anymore. And let it go. Let that energy just sweep through every aspect of your body, every fiber, every tissue, every organ, every system, every fiber, every cell, even down into your cells, even down into your DNA, sweeping it clean, sweeping distress and mistrust away from your heart and from your mind, from your body, and from your spirit. And now notice how clear you feel. And from this place of clarity, ask yourself, what fires me up? What fires me up? What could I do to reignite my soul? What could I do? What could I experience? What fires me up? What brings me great joy? Where is my destiny? What is my purpose? You don't even have to have the answers to those questions. But you do get to ask that question. And that answers will be revealed to you. So now allow yourself to find your way back down the mountain. And as you're traveling along on your pathway, you come across an object, a symbolic object, in the middle of the path. Perhaps it's a bicycle. Perhaps it's a crystal. Perhaps it's a moonbeam. Whatever you're experiencing is what is right for you and may have a symbolic reference to what fires you up or how to reignite your inner fire. So receive that symbolic object with deep gratitude. Deep gratitude. And as a gift, as a thank you gift, you might want to leave a symbolic object here. What would you like to leave? Could be anything. Could be a word or a thought or a feeling. Maybe just gratitude. Or maybe it's a symbolic object. Whatever you choose to leave here will have deep symbolic imagery for you. So leave your gift with deep gratitude and allow yourself to continue down your pathway and let your pathway lead you back into the here and now, back into this time and space, back into your body, feeling better and more refreshed than you have in a really long time. Might want to take a breath in and release it, wiggle fingers, wiggle toes. Welcome back. And Mr. Phil, if you join me up front, we'll do communion and then we'll answer anyone's questions on the audience and online. Phil, would you bring the new Wi-Fi password to Cheryl so that she can have access to that? Nancy got us boosters, so that we should be able to have. That's why Phil was able to play our song today without any interruptions, because we have a new booster. Everybody needs a boost, and we did. Hopefully you can read his writing.
Extinguishes. Toby with a capital T, O-B, exclamation, small e. So the only capital is T.
Okay, while he's doing that. We want her to be able to have access. You want to give you yours? Ooh,
Sticky little thing.
sticky little things almost jumped right out of my hand. Everybody got their communion thing going?
Hopefully you've got a buddy that can help you. Thank you, buddy.
You're welcome, buddy. Would you join us in prayer, please? Loving Spirit of light, as we take this in, help us to take in life and recognize the goodness. Help us to find it. Give us the ability to seek it. And give us the ability to find the beauty in everything. These things we ask in the name of Jesus, the Ascended One. Amen.
Thank you.
The trick is opening and not spilling.
That work, Cheryl? Cheryl,
What?
did that work? Did that work?
I didn't need it.
Oh, shoot.
I have the 4G or 5G.
Okay.
Okay. Join us in prayer again, please. Excuse me. Loving Spirit of light, as we drink this in, help us to drink in life. All of it. Help us to drink it in with fire in our soul. Awaken that fire within. These things we pray in the name of Jesus, the Ascended One. Amen. Okay, contribution, did you get the baskets? I forgot all about that. Anybody want to do the contribution today? Anybody?
I'm spoiling people by doing it.
Are you doing it again?
Well, unless you want to.
No, you go ahead.
Handheld. Guess it really doesn't matter.
No, go ahead.
Oh well.
Hello. Thank you so much. I mean, we wouldn't be here without you and the people online. So thank you so much for all your help.
It's a challenge. Whoops. He's not a ham, not at all.
No. Hey, I haven't seen a film crew for me to stop the car and jump out and get in front of the camera with
No.
recently.
No,
I
but
used to do that all the time.
he used to do that all the time. It's really fun. So, anybody have any questions or comments about their?
Yeah, there were. I saw a couple on there.
Okay, Cheryl's got them.
Yep. Oh, hi Beth. Hi Valerie. I've been seeing all the other people too. I just forget.
Yes.
There are a couple of prayer requests.
Okay, can we hold on
Sure.
all those? So, look,
Oh, go ahead.
go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna go into the other comments.
Let's see if there's any comments in the audience here. Anybody have any questions or comments here? Yes, Scott.
A selenite egg.
A selenite what?
Egg.
Egg. Selenite egg. Okay, so eggs are representative of new beginnings, new things, hatching new ideas. And selenite is this beautiful crystalline form that is like an energetic vacuum cleaner. It sucks up the bad and spews it, transforms it, spews it away, and never has to be cleaned itself. So this is that ongoing process of renewal. So you have the energetic renewal that's going to rebalance your body at all times and give you the opportunity to hatch those new ideas that you've got coming. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
What did you leave?
Prayer bead.
A prayer bead. So what does that mean for you?
They were Tibetan prayer beads and good thoughts. Yeah, that's what it means.
Good thoughts,
Good vibes.
good vibes. So you have expressed your willingness to be in that state of clarifying at all times. So as things come up that in the past may have dampened your fire, you're going to clear that right out, and you're going to stay in that prayer mode all times. So your life is going to be prayerful. May your life be a prayer. There you go. Anybody else here have a question or comment? Yes.
I got a starfish,
Starfish?
which I think is pretty self-explanatory,
Uh-huh.
and I left 4 gold coins.
4 gold coins. Okay, so there's 4 aspects of your life. This could be physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, where you're going to see your own value. And when we see our own value, then other people's opinions cannot extinguish that. So beautiful. So, and what I really like about starfish is they can lose an arm or something and they heal, they grow back. So this is healing ability for you on all levels, and your willingness to commit to valuing yourself. Very good. Good job. I forgot to turn the camera around. Yes. Peggy.
I received a packet of seeds, not any particular kind of seeds, but just a packet
Of seeds.
And I left my gratitude.
Okay. So packets of seeds. This is your willingness to plant new ideas. You know, sometimes when we're working with people or just engaged with people, we can just leave an idea. We don't have to change their mind. We don't have to fix anything. But you can just plant a seed. And sometimes people who have been doused and their fire has been put out All they need is a little seed of encouragement. So this is a packet of encouragement seeds and you're very good at that anyway. And you left, what did you leave? I'm sorry?
My gratitude.
Your gratitude, yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you for that. Marianne? Oops, let me change. I think people online like to see people too. Go ahead.
I got a wizard hat
A wizard hat.
and I left a white collar.
Oh, okay. So, did it look like the sorting hat from Harry Potter, or just a plain wizard hat?
Well, it was almost like a dunce hat, except it had kind of a fancier ending on it.
Okay, all right. So that to me represents that you're willing to take on, when we wear a hat of some sort, this is taking on, like people will say, wearing 50 hats, 50 different hats at the same time. So this is taking on that magical hat. You know, there's magic in your life, the healing that you do, you've got this workshop coming up for women veterans that's going to be magical. So you're taking it on and taking on the power of that, the power to change. Wizards are all about transformation, change. And what did you leave? I'm sorry, say again. Oh, the
white collar.
The white collar. Okay, so this is symbolic of reverence. So you're going to do whatever you do, you're doing it with a reverent heart. You're going to do it with the sacredness that it is asking for. Does that make sense to you? That's beautiful. Thank you. Michelle, did you?
So I received river rock,
River Rock?
and what I left, and I couldn't really see it, but I could feel the shape of it in my hand. It felt like a sword or a large dagger.
Okay, a sword or a dagger.
I didn't visualize it. I mean, there was
Okay.
no visual to that.
You don't
I
need
could
to.
just tell by the shape of it.
Okay, so the river rock is smooth. So this is allowing other people's opinions just to roll right off. Allowing other people's expectations just to roll right off. Allowing your own expectations to roll right off. So you're not so driven by that other stuff, but you can come from this place in your soul that will motivate you and move you forward effortlessly. This is all about that effortless movement. And the sword that you experienced, is about being able to cut through the illusion that you have to experience what is on that expectation list. So you can cut through that. See, I'm expecting, that's an expectation, I don't have to do that. And then you can choose to do it if you want to, but you're going to choose to do it out of your willing soul rather than being forced, because that being forced is draining your soul. Okay, anybody from online?
Yes. Let me get to those kind of comments. Myrna Jones said that she received a piece of petrified wood
Okay.
and left a yellow daisy.
So the petrified wood, this is all about transformation. What used to be living and growing is now stone. So this is having that strength to be who you really are. Again, not allowing somebody else's expectations to shift you or change you. You know, the wind can blow and a tree will move, but wind blows, it doesn't bother a rock too much. So allowing yourself to be stable and be strong. And leaving the daisy, this is about choice, the power of choice. When we look at daisies, it's like, loves me, loves me not, loves me, loves me not. This is about choice. So you can choose in each moment how you respond to that moment. So powerful stuff here. Okay, anybody else?
Yes. Terry Schmeck found a Celtic cross and left the sun.
Celtic cross and left the sun. So Celtic cross, this is your faith. So this is allowing you to reconnect into your faith. That's where your fire is. That's where your fire is. Everything else is just stuff. So reconnect into your faith and let it guide you. Let it motivate you from that place of spiritual love. And then what did she leave? I'm sorry?
She left the sun.
Oh, the sun. shine on. Just be you, be you. Do you, be you, shine on. And that fire is going to ignite and brighten the world. Thank
And
you.
Beth received a ceramic fish and left a small statue of an elephant.
Okay, so a small fish,
Well, a ceramic fish.
ceramic fish. If it's living, it would have a different meaning than a ceramic one. What I'm hearing for you, Beth, is the ability to navigate structures, old patterns, not only yours, but other people's old patterns, so that you can safely negotiate your world. Let me see if there's anything else on that. I wonder if she can get back to you and see if there was a pattern on it. I'm seeing one with a pattern on it that had decoration on it. I don't know if that's hers or it's just something that's come to my mind. And then the statue of the elephant. Elephants never forget. So this is remember who you are, remember where you came from, but you don't have to live in the lesson, but let the lesson teach you and then live in the moment and be powerful in that. Hope that makes sense. Anything else?
Valerie Smith received a gift of moss and branches and pieces of the forest to use in her art, and it filled her with joy and renewed passion. She left love and appreciation.
Awesome. I think that's self-explanatory. What you received is just exactly what you needed. So whatever you need, you're going to get when you need it. It's going to be there for you. And then that gratitude and appreciation, that's part of the firing up process. Wonderful.
And Beth did get back to us. Sorry, I have that frog. The fish did have a pattern, almost oriental, and she
Okay.
says thank you. And I'd be interested what color the fish was.
Okay, ask her, what color was the fish?
Yeah, what color was it, Beth?
So, because the one I'm seeing is white with things painted on it. So the pattern here is, again, being able to identify patterns and being able to navigate those systems and know how to use them and be able to use the pattern identification to assist you in the journey. So red and yellow and white.
Yeah.
Okay. So red is all about passion, yellow is about joy, and the white is about purity. So there you go. You got a lot going on in that one. The prayer request, I think, you want to do that really quickly, and then I should give you the microphone, and then I don't have to repeat it.
So I can clear my throat online.
Why not?
Dawn Fitch said that she's home with a sinus infection and bronchitis today, and she didn't specifically ask for prayers, but Mary replied to her and said,
Lilga.
Mary said, prayers sent, and then she also said, please pray for my granddaughter. She is in extreme pain in her left hand and does not know, and there's more to that comment. She doesn't know what's causing it. It's very swollen, and so is her tongue. She needs to return to Wyoming, but is unable to drive. Please pray.
And that was from Marlena?
Yes.
Okay. So we will send that energy out in our energy circle. So if we'll kind of postpone whatever else is there, and if you have prayers, just put them down and they'll go to our prayer warriors. So Mr. Phil, if you want to join me, we'll do energy circuit for the ones online, and then we'll do an energy circle for the ones here present. So excuse me. Smoke. It's all that smoke in the air. It was interesting on the way into church this morning. You could just see this smoke fog bank on one side. The rest of it was clear, so I didn't know if it was rolling in or rolling out.
Or staying where it is.
Okay, our bands together really, really fast. You're still connected. Bring that energy into your heart space. From your heart space to your left hand, from your left hand to your right hand, and then from your right hand back to your heart. This connects a circuit, an energetic circuit. And this energetic circuit then allows the energy to build between your hands. So as that energy builds between your hands, can you feel that? You can kind of mush your hands in and out and feel that energy as it's there. This is divine energy. It's sacred energy. And there's people that have mentioned that they could use healing and prayers. So let's send this energy to those that have requested it. Send it off. Leave it with a blessing. Sweep your hands off. We don't want any psychic backwash. Bringing fresh, bright energy into the heart space. Left hand to right hand to the heart again. And let the energy in your hands build one more time. As this energy builds, this is the energy you get to take with you, for you, from this experience of being connected into the divine fellowship. Allow yourself to receive that. Bring it into your heart space. And I hope that fires up your soul. And we'll see you next time. God bless.